Hello, everybody. It's the Nutty Professor, and I'm here at Everest Hakka Chinese restaurant, and I'm going to try this new device that I've got. It's very fancy. It's called a gimbal. You get the box. I had to connect it. I went through a whole rigmarole yesterday, and it seems to be working. I'm just figuring out the different controls. It's supposed to reduce. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's supposed to reduce shakiness. Some of my field trips before, the one where I was eating out at the Spoon and Fork. Okay, let me try to find pause. Everything's different now because I gotta use the buttons on the device. Where's pause? I am still trying to figure out how to use this thing. It's on this really fancy kind of tripod, and it's doing all kinds of weird things. I'm holding it. I had to switch it. There are buttons to do this and that. It's like a space age thingy. It looks like an arm from one of those space exploration things. But anyway, I'm here. My soup has arrived. It looks like dal, but it's not. Actually, I think it's kind of corn-based. It's very tasty. And then the thing I like about this place is that it's got, they've started putting the hot peppers back out. During COVID, people were bringing you tiny little packets. I think at Pizza Hut, I pointed out that they brought 2 little packets of crushed peppers. But here they've got everything on the table, and I have to touch this thing, but I do have my sanitizer there, and they've got kind of a sambal sauce, and they've got a kind of a sweet hot one there. So I'm going to now load up, as usual. There's got to be a better way. I don't think I'm doing this right. Oops. So these are the peppers. These are the peppers. I'm going to put them in. Put them in. Oop. I think I dropped a couple. There's got to be a better way of doing this. I have no idea what it is. Now, I got to switch back to. Okay, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to try again. Okay, I'm now having the soup. I put a lot of the peppers in. Very good. Now, this is a Hakka Chinese Indian food restaurant. Hakka is actually a region of China, and I'm assuming because a lot of the Hakka restaurants here, they're Indian Chinese. So I think a greater proportion of the Hakka ethnic group moved to India and opened restaurants, and then from there came here. So it's a bit of a fusion cuisine. I could be wrong on this. It's just what I think I know about Hakka and what I've looked up on internet, not the most reliable of sources, So now, the last taping I did in a restaurant was at Spoon and Fork, where it was a little bit shaky, and I was holding the phone while I was doing it. Now I have the stand, and I can move around. And the shakiness is kind of gone. This is one of my favorite restaurants. I've been coming here for many years. The thing I like about this place is that you can get lunch until 4 o'clock. It's like 3:30 now. So all of this food that I'm having here is going to be like $11, And then what I do is at night I will have a very light, sandwich or something like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. This is my breakfast. I haven't had breakfast or lunch yet, so this is kind of my late lunch breakfast, and then I'll have a kind of a cat. I don't think my cats eat regularly. They eat morning and evening. I eat weird. But anyway, the last time I taped was at the Spoon and Fork, and it was all you could eat. And one of my cat rescuer friends, who's a foodie, saw the podcast and texted me about it. And she goes, "Oh, look out, Joey Chestnut." And I had no clue who Joey Chestnut was, so I had to look it up on the internet. And apparently, in that podcast, I was joking about Olympic eating competitions. But there's such a thing! There's a World Eating Competition Federation, and there's a champion, Joey Chestnut. and I think 75 hot dogs, and 200 of these, and 40 of those, and there are people, and there's a whole, there's a woman who's a famous food competitive eater. I had no idea those. I knew that people would have like wing eating competitions and stuff like that, but I didn't know that they had like sponsorships and they were like famous and they were like and he's got a big spread in Wikipedia, which means that he must be famous. So anyway, I'm certainly not a Joey Chestnut, and the thing about this place is you don't eat until you're stuffed. Thank you very much, and the food has arrived. Thank you. I'm doing a tape for my friends here. So now, I don't know how to show the food. There's got to be a different way of. I have no idea how to do this. I've got it on selfie mode, and there is a way. I was looking at the instructions, and that's one of the main reasons I'm doing this right now, is to try to figure this out. So I may or may not actually post this. This I'm doing kind of for myself. I might send it to my friends. Or I might post it, I don't know. The food here is very good, and I am enjoying it. And it's very reasonable. So, but there's a way of switching. And I think it said you press something 3 times. And I press something 1, 2, 3. It's not that. If you press something 3 times, it goes from... Okay. I don't know where pause is. I don't know how to switch from back to front camera. That's doing all kinds of weird things. But this is the food. You can get either wet or, they call it, I think, with gravy. So you can get wet curry shrimp or wet shrimp, or you can get dry. So this is last time I had wet. It comes in a kind of a soya saucy sauce. This is dry. This is extra spicy, obviously. And it also comes with a spring roll, the soup, a gulab jamun, an Indian dessert. It's like a very sweet dough ball thing. My cat rescuer friend just tried one the other day and asked me, do you know what the fried dough ball thingy is? And I go, yeah, I know exactly what it is. It's called a gulab jamun. And then that is vegetable fried rice. Okay, I'm going to eat. I might actually, I don't think I'm going to tape any more here. I might tape afterwards when I go to pick up cat food. I've got a cat food story that I want to tell. So let me go back to. I'm going to figure this out eventually. Okay, stop. I'm now in the Pacifica, and right next door to the 2 doors down, there's an Ed's. There used to be one in ice cream. There used to be one in Roncesvalles. It's still there, but now they've got a second branch here. It's kind of empty, but it's 2 doors down from the Hakka place. So I got chili chocolate. Gotta taste it, chili chocolate. It's got chili in it. It's supposed to be red hot chili. And then I got a regular chocolate as well. Yes, it's got a little bit of a chili kick to it. So, I mean, yeah, even for dessert, I eat chili, but I'm not bothering to use the space arm thing. This is what it looks like, by the way. So you press that, and then it flips around, and that thing fits onto the phone, and the arm goes like this, and it goes like that. I don't know if it's going to work because I don't... Oh, it starts... See? It's like it's ready to take off or something, And then it starts swiveling around like a space arm from one of those space shuttle thingies. And then it does this and it does that, and it's supposed to shift from the front to the back camera. And I haven't figured it all out yet. Oop, stop that. I'm just going to turn it off. It's doing weird things. Okay, off. I just want you to go off, please. Off. There, it was doing weird things, It's quite something, though. It goes like this, and it goes like that, and it goes like this, and then it switches from the front back, and it doesn't shake at all. It's very steady. It's more than just a tripod, It's really quite an amazing thing, So anyway, I might try taping with that. I'm going to go now get some cat food, and I got a story about cat food that I want to tell. So I might try using the space arm thingy when I get the cat food, and then I go home to Mayhem Twins and Social Distancing Queen. Okay, bye for now. Hello everybody, it's me again. Your life is a little kind of boring when the most exciting thing to have happened in quite some time is that a Dollarama has opened nearby in the Sobeys Plaza, right behind me. So I went to the Dollarama and I bought some cat treats and some other stuff, some human treats, and the kids like Purina love treats, so I got some of those, and I get some human treats, and I get some basmati rice. My mother would like freak out over this, but it's pre-packaged and pre-cooked. And I've got it a couple of times and it's fine. It's so much easier than actually boiling the rice and cooking it. It's $1. It's all pre-cooked. It's in this thing. You just kind of break it up, stick it in the microwave, and put it in for like a minute or 2 minutes or whatever it is. And it comes out very nicely, So I bought some of those. And then I went to... Now let's see if we can switch to the other thingy here. I want to go like this. You should be able to do all of these functions with this thing, and you're supposed to press something 3 times. I do remember reading the 3 times. There are 3 things you press, and it's supposed to shift from this camera to the other camera, and it's not doing a thing, and at this point it's not even letting me do. So at this point, never mind. That is the Sobeys over there, the same one where I taped the smart cart thingy. This time I just used a regular cart. And then here, the camera seems to, this device thingy seems to know what I want to show. I don't know what it is, Here, I want to show the cans. Point down that way. I don't think it's voice activated, but it's not quite that smart yet. But the kids have become, particularly the babies, they love their dry food, but the babies will eat any kind of treats. They like all kinds of treats. Geeta is a bit finicky on treats, but she likes any kind of canned food, for wet food, and there's one dry food she likes. But the babies apparently, I think they like this Veruva. It's a very gourmet brand, but they liked, there's some they like, they don't like. This one is mint-style tuna and gravy, and the Veruva ones have weird names. They're like, this one is like, it's called Cats in the Kitchen, Kitty Gone Wild, wild salmon recipe in juice, Kitty Gone Wild, and it's supposed to be cats in the kitchen. I don't think the cats are actually cooking it. And then this is called Chicken Frigassee, Z-E-E, Chicken Frigassee, Veruva. And then, but I think, this morning I gave them a salmon one, Veruva, and they weren't thrilled. They ate it, but they weren't thrilled. This is Goldilocks, chicken and salmon recipe, and I think Elsie didn't like that one. And then there was one that they liked. I think it's chicken and some fish, I think ocean fish, and it's called Cats Can Dance or something like that, dancing something, they don't have it here. So I got to go now. There's another, and the girl was saying they might be out of it in the warehouse, but I have to go now to the other. And I said my twins, my boys have become a little finicky. And she said that maybe that's because you spoil them. And they know that you will drive around getting what, and I said, yeah, they do know that. So anyway, I don't know if I'm going to tape at the other place. There's the shopping, it's pointing down. It seems to know. The machine thingy seems to know that I want to show the shopping. So we get dollar store shopping. Oh, and we got Sobe shopping, and we get Pet Value. They don't have Veruva at. This thing is quite amazing, really. They don't have Veruva at PetSmart, So I've been going through all the different brands, and sometimes I have to kind of coax them to eat, and I have to pretend to eat myself. Now, that reminded me of a story. While I'm telling this, I don't know how much of this I'm going to post, how much I'm not going to post, but that whole thing reminded me of a story of a long time ago when I was teaching. We're talking about 2002, 2003, 20 years ago. I was teaching, and I had a conversation with a woman. I think we went out for drinks or something, and she was I think I learned from my previous acts that just being cat people isn't really enough of a basis for a relationship. But I think there's someone that we shared. We were really, really cat people. So we were talking about our cats. I had 2 at the time. She had 3, 4, something like that. And I think we went out for drinks. And in those days, I was just drinking Coke, and we were drinking Coke, but not the other thing. But anyway, so we're talking, and we're talking about one of those medications that you could get because my cats at the time, my unlucky, were long hair. So you got a medication that made them throw up. It's called fluoxetine, and it was kind of a Vaseline mixed with something. And I said, they don't. And the vet kept saying, you put it on your finger and you dab it on them, and then they'll lick it off because So I used to chase them around my unlucky and try to dab it on them. And we started discussing this. I mean, the main thing we had in common was cats. So we're discussing this, and she goes, I never, I don't give them fluoxetine because it tastes awful. And I go, how do you know how it tastes? And she goes, I never feed my cats anything that I haven't tasted myself. And I was like, that's dedication. I mean, I draw the line. I am a cat person, but I will not taste cat food. I'm going to have to ask my cat rescuer friend, the local one. She's a vegetarian now. So, and I know that they give their cats, beef and chicken. So I don't think she tastes them. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask her if she's ever eaten cat food. And I mentioned this in class once. I don't know, in connection with something, social psychology and, matching relationships and, people that friendship and what they're based on. And they go, being a cat person isn't quite enough. But, and I said, and I said, this person was more of a cat person than I was. I wasn't of that level that I cannot. I said, I've looked at the bowl I looked at the bowl a couple of times. In those days, I think I gave them dry food and I felt like tasting one. And I'm like, if they can eat it, I can have one little piece. But then I'm like, I couldn't do it. And I said this in class, and there were a couple of they're both women, cat people, women students. I think one was a nurse coming back to upgrade to a degree, and they were like going, you call yourself a cat person? You really should taste if you can eat it, you can eat it. You can at least taste it. And I'm like, maybe I'm not quite at that level. I'm going to have to ask my cat, I'm going to ask the one out of province and the local one if they've actually eaten cat food. So anyway, I'm not going to taste this cat skin dance or the cats in the kitchen or whatever the heck it is. But I'm going to go see if, I think the twins like that one. So I have to drive around town looking for it. So that's it for now. I kind of like this thing. I will figure out eventually. It's not that high tech. Can you show the people the Sobeys that way, please? That way? Can you? No, it's not that high tech. And it's kind of got a mind of its own, and it does some things. It's like the space arm. And can you show the people the Dollarama? Can you focus on it? No, it's not that high tech. It's not voice activated commands. I think they're coming. That's probably next year's model. Anyway, Lady Professor, out shopping. Bye for now. I may or may not post this. I may just send it to my cat people friends. Okay, bye for now. Okay, I think I managed to somehow get the thing to start taping without actually pressing on the camera this time. So I'm here at the Pacifica. I'm at the other Pet Value, the one in Queensway. And they had it, but they didn't have the small cans, So I prefer the small cans because you can open up one, put for all three, open up another, put that one in the fridge if there's any left over. So I got mint style land and sea chicken salmon crazy for you. This is a subsidiary of Veruva. It's called BFF. And then I got chicken and gravy, and they did have the one that they like, that the twins like, splash dents. Veruva cats in the kitchen, splash dents, but they didn't have the small cans. They only had the slightly bigger ones. So I got 3-4 of those. It just means that I'll have to give them a little bit more each and just give them one flavor, or I can open it, give them some of each, another one to kind of match with it, and then put that in the fridge. I've got Tupperware and stuff for leftovers, So that's what I've got from here. And then the twins like this wildly natural. I don't know if it's actually any healthier. And the twins will eat any kind of treats. They're just kind of becoming fussy on their food. So this has been the Nutty Professor. Doing this now at this point, I was going to tape just with the phone, but I wanted to kind of get the hang of this thing, and it does make a difference. By now my hands would have been, not a slight shake. So we got the Pacific up, and when you turn around, the thing turns, and it seems to know what you want to take, So we've got the splash dance, we got human food, we got cat food, we got cat treats, we've got Dollarama stuff, we got the junk treats for them, they like the loved ones. So now it's time to head back to the babies. I may or may not post this, or I may just send it to friends who are interested in cat food. Okay, that's it. Now, if I know how to stop, I think it's this button. Let me try it. No,